Okay, OBS is not happy. Holy shit. Okay. Hi. It's finally time to give this a shot. About a month late, but it's finally time to play this jam in Guilty Gear Strive. It has been a month, so I've fallen behind a bit. It's fine. So yeah, Guilty Gear Strive. I was very much excited because I like Jam, as has been evidenced by this whole playthrough. I forgot to turn on the thing that allows alerts to be on screen, but thank you for the resub, GV. I'll get on that as we get started, because that's going to take a bit to fire up. So yeah, we're gonna do a full arcade playthrough, and Jam's story is very interesting. I think it's kind of like Lucy's. Admittedly, I've never done Lucy's story, but I think Jam's arcade mode works similarly, where instead of a traditional arcade mode, she has chapters. So we're gonna do all 3 chapters today, so that'll be fun. Hey, look, it's Elfelt. She is opponent number 1, because she's very story relevant. Yeah, thank you for the resub, GB. Hi everyone. Hi Peter, hi Serena, hi GB, hope everyone's doing well. I'm actually playing in English this time. I was playing in Japanese for the previous story modes. The voice actress for Jam, I do not know how to say the actress's last name, but she is the voice of Astra in Zenless Zone Zero. So, Jam is fun. She is slightly pared back, as is traditional for Strive. So for example, this move, the little overhead she has, is now, sorry, numpad notation always takes me a moment, 236S instead of 213, wait, what? 214, 214K, so that's different. Hi, thank you for gifting us up to Peter. Thank you, Serena. So, Jam story we'll get into a little bit, but she's got a bunny now, meaning she's automatically better in this game. IMO, don't at me. Also, I'm not biased. Elfhel's just sitting there, don't worry about it, she's fine, this ain't about her. The other move that got really changed is her, like, this move. So this move works very differently because you don't have all of the different enders on it, so you just have this ender, which is now performed by Heavy Slash. All the other buttons break. So again, that's been pared back in a way, to me, at least, the kick ender of that has been basically made its own move, which is now 236H. So Jam's kind of game MO is to alternate highs and lows.
It was one late afternoon, and who should come to my cart but a man who checked all my boxes. Really? It must have been destiny. I had to have him. But he was enjoying the food so much, I waited for him to finish. I look away for 1 second, and he's gone. What? Handsome or not, no dines, dashes, and lives. So I checked his empty chair for clues. I found this guy and his glasses. I'm sure he belongs to him. The hungry hottie may come back for him. Or he may sniff his owner out for me. Either way, I can't let him go. Then again, he eats too much. Who knows if he's worth feeding? Oh, how dramatic and romantic. Where, oh where has Prince Charming gone? Tell us, Bunny. I can't let talent like that slip by. We'll make him serve a life sentence for his dine and dash. signal. I sense the same energy from every which way. It can't be.
Thinking of your future together has my heart pounding. Jam, where'd you go?
So yeah, so we're trying to find a mysterious hot guy, because that's kind of her MO, is like, 1, starting a restaurant, 2, making money, 3, cooking, and 4, finding a hottie. That's kind of Jam's personality. She's kind of real for that, not gonna lie. Trying to find a mysterious hot girl. Oh, she's right here. Oh, you should introduce me sometime. The one problem I have with Jam is their intros and outros are very long, so this playthrough will definitely be long if I don't skip.
Firewall. Some fancy ice you got there.
So, I have a theory about Lucy,
I don't have time for this.
because a lot of Lucy's intro quotes will have her just scanning the current opponent and making some comment on them. My theory is Lucy has the Pit and, like, Palutena problem of, oh wait, DLC characters, so how are they gonna do that for voicing? They'd have to get the, like, voice actress back every time. So I definitely think that's why she kind of just has a generic thing to say about Jam, and probably will for any other future DLC character unless they can get the actress back in every language. So that's why I think that's why it's handled the way it is. This is Jam Super, by the way. Or Overdrive. It's one really big kick. It's kind of boring in a way. It's not one of my favorite supers. The lead up is really cool. I also think that's why some of the round intro and outro lines take so long. Just actor ability. Like, it's like, I think this patch added an intro dialogue between Bridget and Dizzy, for example, which probably raises the question of like, oh yeah, Kira Buckland is the English voice. I don't know about the like other languages, but like I can see that being a slight issue there. She still has her charges like before, but she also has a special that's a really big punch that also charges her up entirely. But they're also color coordinated, so you have blue, green, and red corresponding to whichever input. So that's why they move stuff around the way they do, I think, so they can color code the icons. It's kind of cool, but also like really screws with my muscle memory, because I'm so used to her inputs being the same since like X. In general, I kind of dislike that about Strive, how they just will move inputs around. That's the problem I have with Dizzy, where it's like her DP, which is the ice dagger that she like flings up and it homes in. That's like 236. It used to be 623. So it's confusing. So yeah, DP or a dragon punch, not a deadly premonition or a Deadpool. Hi, Soul.
You're still at it, huh?
Champ, Kuranoberry is invincible. Got that, retiree?
Dang. Throwing some shade. I see how it is. I love her design, actually. A lot of people say it looks too much like Lychee from BlazBlue. I do not see it, other than both being Chinese and wearing red. I think it's a stretch to say that she looks more like Lychee in this design compared to in BlazBlue, personally. I'm seeing so many people saying that, and it's like, I don't get it. It's like, these outfits look completely different. Maybe that's just me. Though apparently her theme, like Lychee's theme in BlazBlue was a direct reference to Babel Nose in BlazBlue. So BlazBlue was a case of like, oh shoot, Sega Sammy, we can't use a lot of these characters, we're just gonna make a MOBA. So like, if we want to make a fighting game, we just have to make new characters, I guess. So a lot of BlazBlue characters end up having like legally distinct Guilty Gear qualities to them. Her back quarter circle K now is this like little feint kind of a pop move, which sets you up for an overdrive, but you can also go straight into this with it. which is not an easy input to do. So I usually just do the, like, do heavy, like, jump H. Oh, that's gonna hurt. This game, this particular arcade mode doesn't work the same. As far as I know, it doesn't have the difficulty system of the other arcade modes. So you'll get stage 9 anyway. I looked away because I thought it landed. So that's why I just stood there for a moment. This patch in general is really interesting because of how much it changes. There's no Wild Assault anymore. Like, that's kind of interesting to me. It'd be like if Street Fighter 6 got rid of Drive Rush. Like, how much would that change the game? Because basically, Drive Rush kind of lets you skip neutral a bit. Damn. Again, I love this facial expression. I like the bunny's facial expression too, being like, oh my god, what's happening? Meanwhile, she kind of hits on Kai. So the bunny just face palms. I hope we'll get to see that at some point. Yeah, a very fascinating character, and again, I'm glad they gave her a special, like, ending animation against Kai. Yeah, the one downside is a lot of her animations are very long. Yeah, in general, I really like Jam in this game. I don't know if I want to stick with her, though. She's very, like, busted at the moment. I'm streaming this for the record of when this goes up on YouTube. I'm streaming this on May 6th. So there is the possibility that by the time this video goes out, then Jam might be nerfed to hell, because they are doing a patch sometime in May, because like there's a few things broken in this update. Overall, not bad. Like the Season 4 update was real busted, so this one's not nearly as bad. The biggest issue right now is that Happy Chaos has an infinite. I'm not joking. So in their attempts to stop Happy Chaos, they kind of made them worse, and by that I mean better. Beyond that, balancing... I've heard some people say Testament's not good in this update. I'm not a Testament main, so I have no clue how accurate that is. But like Dizzy's great. I'd say they had the ability to basically spawn the fish in behind Dizzy or behind the opponent, which is really good for mix-ups. So there are also some changes universally to tension and burst. So, for example, Dizzy had a major drawback where if an opponent is frozen and you combo them, they gain back meter really fast, so that's not as bad now. It's still not great, but it is greatly reduced, like about 30% from what I was seeing. She does have her big kick, but it's very minus on block, so very unsafe, but case in point. The overhead and the like low are like weirdly safe a lot of times, so a lot of times I just see people spamming these because like, hey, if you're not really punished for it, why not? So yeah, a very interesting character. I've seen some say it almost feels like she is a Season 4 character placed in a Season 5 patch, so she's a little busted from what a lot of people think. Which makes sense, but she'll probably get nerfed to oblivion, which is why I'm glad I'm doing this now instead of like maybe 2 weeks from now. Hi Dizzy. This might be a story relevant fight now that I think about it, because Dizzy is pretty integral to the storyline. So this might have an intro cutscene. Past this intro, again, it's a little confusing how this game works. This is a pretty stage. Yeah, Jam just faceplants a lot. So yeah, this bunny's constantly eating. It's also named Usagi, which literally just means rabbit.
Oh, you're the bounty hunting chef.
One thing I'm a little bit... Oh, I don't know if they actually talk up to that.
Can always count on a chef.
suck. Careful not to get a target on your back again.
I'll be fine. I can control my powers. I won't be separated from my family.
Then why don't you show me what it's made of?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Really quick, I'm making an executive decision. I'm gonna turn the music down slightly. Because, like, wow, it's drowning them out. So yeah, the lore between these two characters is interesting, as we saw. I actually really didn't see it, because that's something kind of explained off-screen. Because Jam's story involved her going to the forest to find ingredients and running into Dizzy. But, how? In the canon explanation, TLDR, Dizzy has a bounty, like $500,000 $1 or something. So Jam wants to start a business. She's like, I'm gonna go fight Dizzy, and then she arrives and like, oh shit, everything's already done. So she just claims the bounty, basically. So yeah, she just basically says that she blew up Dizzy into 1,000,000 pieces and claims the money and opens a restaurant. And as we saw in all the other games, her restaurant gets destroyed a lot. So yeah, I'm a little foggy on how Strive is portraying the story, if they've met at some point in the story, because I was under the impression they didn't meet, like during X, for example. Like that maybe they're just aware of each other, that like Jam was going after her, and that like Dizzy was the bounty and is familiar. And also, again, as has been established in X2, regardless of the canonicity of all the different endings, Jam does have the hots for Kai, so she does acknowledge that, you know, Dizzy married Kai, which makes sense.
I don't think your bounty was nearly big enough.
Oh, pardon me.
For what?
It's about your rabbit, if I may. He distracted me so much, I could barely fight. I might have scared him.
Huh? This guy? Name's Usagi? This long-eared little moocher's what I got instead of a handsome thief. He's tougher than he looks. No need to hold back.
But... Don't tell me you're...
Look, I don't need an international incident on my hands. I'll show you the way.
Oh, would you? If you insist, I'm obliged. Would you tell me more about yourself?
Come on, move it!
I had that happen in my previous playthrough too, but the shadows are glitching out during the cutscene. I don't know why. If it's a graphics setting issue, I don't remember what I'm running this at.
Mankind knew that they can society. So instead of reflecting,
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Because again, the canonicity of everything is very shaky. And again, a lot of it could be attributed to, like, you know, time traveling, if you want just an easy way out. Hi, Delilah. Hi, Bedman. Bedman? You have to emphasize this correctly. It's not Bedman, it's Bedman? Bedman? I don't know how to say it.
Sheesh, I don't
So yeah, again, a little foggy on if they had actually met at some point before Strive, because it almost kind of comes off that way a little bit, but also kind of comes off like they haven't met before. So I'm a little, like, murky on that detail, which is fine, but it's just kind of, like, a little confusing. Guild Gear lore confusing, perish the thought. But my biggest issue in terms of the interactions is I just kind of wish there were more. There's, like, there's so much opportunity actually to have Jacko and Jam meet up again, and they don't really get anything in this game, and I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity given Xrd. Like, Jam seeing Jacko in her current state, I think would be really interesting because of like how it went in the previous game. Ow. Yeah, no Wild Assault. There's like a combo ender. Like if you get a counter hit, you can push like Dust forward. Like 6D, I think. And you might have to push another button, I'm not actually sure on that. But either way, it's like a combo ender. It's basically an automatic wall break if you get it. I should probably try to demonstrate that like this. I can't believe I got it that quickly, because I really struggled to remember this move exists. But yeah, like, to me, I don't know if it's quite analogous, because I think Street Fighter 6 was designed more within mind, but it almost would feel like if you just got rid of Drive Rush, so like, then you have some, you know, grounded footsie neutral type shenanigans, and I think that'd be interesting, but also would completely change the meta, because I think Street Fighter 6 was built with it more in mind, while the Assault just, to me, always felt like it was a reaction to Drive Rush in 6. It didn't have as much like careful planning put into it compared to Drive Rush, where everyone's balanced around it. Like, you have the different kinds of Wild Assault, so I definitely feel like that kind of breaks things. Hi Zon, welcome on in. Hi, hope you're doing well. We're just gonna go through all 3 chapters of Jam Story Mode because we saw Dizzy already. Yeah, I like Jam a lot. I, again, don't know if I want to main her though, oddly enough, because again, at a certain point I just really became attached to Dizzy as a character, so I do genuinely lean towards liking Dizzy more at this point. So yeah.
Don't know when to quit. Oh,
Hi Axel. I forgot it was Axel.
You better think up a cool way to lose, mate.
God, I can never get over his English voice. It's slightly distracting. Not because it's bad, but because I know who it is.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ow. Ow. Okay, Out of the Box is a great song, by the way. I think it's kind of an underrated track. I think a lot of songs in this game are underrated just because, like, the DLC songs have been, like, pretty consistent hits in a way that means a lot of people kind of sleep on the base game songs a bit. IMO. Like, again, Love the Subhuman Self I think is the best base game, one of the best base game songs, but like Armorclad Faith is great. And even a lot of the early DLC ones, like Kiss of Death is really good. Perfection Can't Please Me. Circle. Other seasons. Town Inside Me, duh, of course. Another thing worth mentioning about Jam is I just love her animation work. Because a lot of care has been put into the placement of the bunny during all of her different attacks, so like, you can just see it moving around and it's actually very fun. So yeah, I genuinely like the way she moves. Again, my only downside is I do miss some of the variability to her moveset, which is just kind of a Strive problem. Strive not dumbing it down, that's too pejorative, but toning down some of the like craziness of like Xrd. I get why, to make it more accessible, but I almost feel like they should tone it down to like X2 levels versus like base Guilty Gear. It almost feels like too much. I think it's too much of a reset for me, as much as I still really love Strive, for the record. But again, I almost think they could have had a middle ground to the point that characters had a few more specials to work with. I know they're adding specials to different characters, but even then it feels sometimes like I wish there was a bit more. Oh, this fight isn't fixed, because this was Lucy on my first run. So yeah, this one actually is just anyone, which is interesting.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven, or
I was watching Serena play, and she was playing against Faust and having a time, because she was playing Elfelt, who's got to deal with like stage 9 Faust. Again, difficulty I think works differently in the story. I don't think it does like the extreme routes and everything. Again, Faust is such a fascinating character.
Can't anyone leave me alone?
I think we do get some story here.
Versus Faust.
Pardon, but I'm worried.
Ah, sheesh. Suit yourself.
Duel 1.
Hi, Dizzy. Hi, Girly Pop. But yeah, we have our standard like double battle, but like we haven't lost a round, I don't think, and we're still getting a double battle because I think the story is just more fixed than the others, which is fine. I personally prefer that because I just think it's a pain in the ass having the extreme difficulty stuff because like, oh no, you have 4 technically different endings and you have to beat like a really obnoxious opponent to get that the best ending. So I kind of prefer just having a linear path, not gonna lie. I don't mind the adaptive difficulty, I just think tying the ending to it can be a little frustrating sometimes. But yeah. So far so good. I don't know how I'm dividing up this, because I'm probably not going to make it like one big ass video, because it'd be like an hour and a half probably, but that creates a problem. Like, where do we actually divide this? Like, do we stop partway through stage 2? Because I'll be about like 45 minutes probably. I might do that actually. And just take an early ad break, because I'm not really planning on going that long today. Mostly just focused on the story mode. Here we go.
You're too nice for your own good. I hunted you for cash, you know? What did you save me for?
You opened a restaurant with that money, right? It may sound odd, but when I heard the news, I was happy for you.
That restaurant went down.
Yes, I heard that too. But on the bright side, now you can share your cooking in cities all over the place. I'd love to have you in Violante someday.
Fine. I expect a royal treatment.
And you shall have it.
Game over.
And that's chapter 1 done.